Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. This is take 47. No, I'm kidding. This is like take 5. But I've had a number of mishaps on this video and I'm like, whoa, am I inner intentioning it? So this is going to be my final attempt, and if it doesn't go well, I'm just going to turn the camera off and try again tomorrow. Before I get started, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, because it is. To enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers. Subscribe, please. If you like this channel, please subscribe. We appreciate your subscription. We're trying to get our numbers up. So today I'm going to be talking about the quantum leap. This is you making a massive change in your life, maybe an entirely new trajectory, maybe you getting rid or moving on from something that's been holding you back for a long time, even if it's just your mindset, or it might be an actual circumstance in your life, right? We'll get into that more in a moment. But this is you really doing something big in your reality. This is what I did about 5 years ago when I left my life as I knew it, right? I left my occupation at the time. I left the city I had lived in for 15 years. I left everything and I decided I was going to make a quantum leap. Now, I didn't know what it was at the time that I was doing, but in retrospect, I know now that's exactly what it was, and I'm going to break it down for those of you that are ready for some big change, because I can sense more than ever people are in fact ready for some big change. So, okay, where do we start? You have your lifelines that you're on now, and if you're existing on some of the lower ones, let's say this is you feeling as though there's more to life. This is you not having connected with what gives you true heart and mind coordination. Maybe you have been challenged at connecting with your romantic partner. Maybe you're just feeling as though you need to get out and live, right? You need to do something. You need to really just propel yourself into the alternative space and get something new going for yourself. So the first 3 steps, as I see them, is 1, you gotta put in the request to the alternative space. Vadim Zeland talks about this a lot in the book, like ordering as though you're in a restaurant, right? Declaring what your request is, or making your request, or pushing your shopping cart down the aisle of that metaphysical grocery store looking for the product that you are going to choose. Now, this is the first step always in creating a new reality, or quantum jumping or parallel reality jumping. Is first you have to acknowledge that that variation of reality exists. Now, you don't need to know 100% what that looks like right now. You could even say something as vague as alternative space. I am ready for a change. I am ready to leave this track and go somewhere else. It could be simply as vague as that, okay? Now your slide, whatever it is you're looking for. So let's say you are tired of the way that you're making money, okay? Your slide doesn't need to be a slide that consists of exactly what you see yourself doing for money. This could simply be you living in a different way, having more financial income, more stability, whatever you can envision that's in line with your slide. Not so much the exact circumstances, but more the state of being, or the essence, or the vibe that you want to feel. Again, could be you being in love. This could be you, in a different financial situation. This could be you with more freedom. It's just really starting the basic sense, if you will. I'm not saying that correctly, but it's really what is the absolute core essence of the change that you want to experience. Start running that in your mind first. Then it comes time to commitment. And this is where most people really, really mess up. In my opinion, what I've seen from my experience is people want to make a quantum leap, people want a big change, people want to find a new direction, they want to leave a stale relationship and find a new and better one. People want to embark on the path of self-development and enlightenment, but then they don't want to actually commit to it. It all sounds good and great until the work starts to present itself, and then people retract to their comfort zones because that's just a much easier place to exist, right? So really making that commitment, I am going to do this. I am going to see this through. And sometimes, and I'm not saying this is appropriate for everyone, but for me personally, I knew that quantum leap was not going to happen unless I removed myself entirely from the track that I was on. I really pushed the reset button and put myself in a position where I could lead, right? I could have my heart, my soul lead me to what was truly intended for me. And I've done a pretty good job at it, but I had to really take myself out of my existing scenario. Again, I'm not saying that's for everyone. And people that do one-on-one with me, I actually make them sign a contract ahead of time saying that they're not going to hold me accountable, because sometimes when you need to do something like this, there can be repercussions. I'm going to get to that more in a moment. It's not all roses and happiness and everything working out. You don't decide you're going to make a quantum jump or a quantum leap and then everything's easy from there on out. There is pain, there's growth, there's discomfort, there's all sorts of things that get drummed up, and some people just aren't prepared for that. So I'm going to give a little bit of a warning here for you. Make certain you know what you're doing. If you are, make sure you feel it, right? Make sure you really feel it and you understand that the road ahead may be, it's going to be full of all sorts of different things. That's a good way of putting it. Okay, so you did this stuff, you put in your request, you started your slide, and you've made the commitment. So then after that, you are going to really put yourself in a position to be led with your soul. This is you trusting, listening, and acting from your inner guidance. This is you tuning in to your higher self and paying attention to where your higher self is leading you, and then being ready, willing, and able to go in that direction because you've done this stuff. This is the groundwork. This is where you start to gain headway. So trust, listen, and act from your inner guidance, from your higher self. Give yourself an emotional upgrade. This is a big one, okay? This is really what it boils down to, is stop thinking about what you don't want and thinking about what you strive to achieve instead. This is you shifting your mindset towards the positive. This is you looking forward and up, not downward and back. And if you missed that video, higher self versus lower self, I get into these two different perspectives. This is going to be a huge one if you're wanting to make and maintain your trajectory in a quantum leap. Really focusing on what you strive to achieve, forgetting about all the stuff that you don't like and you don't want. Quantifying your growth. So this is you paying attention to small and big gains and really taking note of them, writing them down, allowing your mind to see, grasp, and hold on to any changes that are happening in your life, so you don't just become blind to them and think, oh, well, this isn't working, I'm not making any headway, and reverting back to the place where you originated. So the higher the aim, the more opportunities, growth, and just variables will come in your direction. I like to take a very, very high aim because I know now the higher my aim, the more I mix it up, the more challenges I encounter, the more growth I encounter, the more happiness and joy I encounter, the more progress I can see, right? If you shoot really, really high and you make a little bit of headway, that is going to be much more noticeable and recognizable than if you shoot low and you make a little bit of headway. So I like to say shoot for the stars and be happy with anything in between here and there. Okay, so to go through a checklist real quick of some of the things that may be necessary for you to make a quantum leap. Big perspective shifts. That's what this is. And that's why this worked for me. When I found it, I had already put in my request. I needed some change. Help me, world. I need some guidance. I need to figure this out. Reality Transurfing came in and boom, it was like an explosion, right? Big perspective shifts. Letting go of something big. Letting go of my home. Letting go of my relationship back at home. Letting go of my livelihood. Letting go of my social circle. Letting go of my need to control. This was really about me letting go of a lot of big stuff. This may be filing for divorce for somebody that you've been unhappy with for years. This could be you quitting your job that you've been unhappy with for years. This could be you moving out of the country that you live in because you're no longer happy there, looking for greener pastures. Again, do this with accountability, guys. Don't make big changes without knowing what you're doing. But definitely know that you can do big things. I know you can. I've done it. I know it's scary sometimes, but letting go of something big oftentimes is exactly what needs to happen to make a quantum leap. Giving in to your higher change. This is a big one. Allowing your higher self to lead you. Right? A lot of us actually battle with our higher selves. Our higher selves want to take us in a specific direction, and the mind gets involved and goes, no, wait, you're not going to pay the mortgage. You're not going to do this. You're not going to be able to, keep this going. You're not going to, and it's really about giving in to your higher self, giving into your higher change, accepting that you might have to take some risk. This is a big one. A lot of people aren't willing to do this. The more risk you're willing to take, the bigger quantum leap you can take. And letting go of your comfort zone. This is a big one, guys. Most people want to remain in the comfort zone, even though your world's outside of there. Your higher self is pulling you in the direction outside of your comfort zone. Higher change is calling you, yet you stay firm in your comfort zone. I know that it's tempting, but there's so much, even though there's pain outside of your comfort zone, there's so much to be gained. A couple last points before I end. Work with your world, right? Send your intention out into the world. World, I am ready for a big shift. And let your world provide you with some opportunities, some insights, some people, some stuff that's just gonna help you really connect. Who knows what it is, but if you throw that intention out into the world, you will be surprised what comes back in your direction. I threw my intention out into the world and look what came back in my direction. Look what I'm doing now, 5 years later. This is absolutely where it can go for you if you want it to. Remember that growth is joy and pain. It's not just all roses and a walk through the park. Sometimes removing yourself, extracting yourself from a dead relationship, from a comfort zone, from a job where you're not stimulated. It can be painful, it can be joyous, it can be everything in between, but all of this stuff makes up growth, right? So get realistic about what growth actually is. Again, send your beacon out into the world. Let your world know what you are doing so it can assist you. And last but not least, this is a valuable one. Work on the beliefs that kept you in these lower tracks to begin with. The reason that most people are not up here is because their beliefs only take them, their trajectory only takes them as far as their beliefs go. That's where you stop, right? You are right at the precipice of something, but your beliefs are like the ceiling. So you got to raise your belief structure. You got to start removing some of those limiting beliefs so you can ascend up out of those tracks into a higher set of tracks, which is the quantum leap. So let me know your thoughts on this, everyone. Remember to subscribe, comment, and like this video. And I want to hear, are you ready for a quantum leap, a true quantum leap in your reality? And what does that leap look like to you right now? Is it something with your job? Is it something with your home? Is it something with your love life? What is it exactly? I'm curious to know. Comment below, and thank you so much for watching my video, everyone. Bye.